We love food colored green, bell peppers and long string beans, pickles, celery, cucumbers too. All these foods are good for you.
Welcome to Storytime Cooks, where we learn about food through books. Today we're going to be reading the folk tale, Little Red Hen. The pictures in this story are by Lucinda McQueen, and it's a scholastic book. September is actually whole grain month, so it's the perfect time to start talking about grains. Once upon a time, there was a little red hen who shared her tiny cottage with a goose, a cat, and a dog. The goose was a gossip. She chatted with the neighbors all day long. And there she is. She's talking to the pig and the rabbit. The cat was very vain. She brushed her fur, straightened her whiskers, and polished her claws all day long. The dog was always sleepy. He napped on the front porch swing all day long. They had very different personalities, didn't they? The little red hen ended up doing all of the work around the house. She cooked, and she cleaned, and she washed the clothes, and she took out the trash. She mowed the yard, raked the leaves, and even did all of the shopping. That sounds like some of our moms. They have to do all that work. They really like it if sometimes we could help them. One morning, on the way to the market, the little red hen found a few grains of wheat. She put them in a pocket of her apron. And I actually brought a piece of wheat that's in this little packet, and then I brought some grains as well so that we could think about what wheat looks like when it's grown. When she got home, she asked her friends, "Who will plant these grains of wheat?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. Remember, the goose just liked to talk, and the cat just liked to make herself look pretty, and the dog just liked to sleep. They didn't want to do any work. "Then I will plant them myself," said the little red hen, and she did. When the grains of wheat began to sprout, the little red hen cried, "Look at the wheat I planted. It's coming up. Who will help me take care of it this summer?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take care of it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. All summer long, she cared for the growing wheat. She made sure that it got enough water, and she hoed the weeds out carefully between each row. By the end of the summer, when the wheat had grown tall and when it had turned from green to gold, she asked her friends, "Who will help me cut and thresh this wheat?" I bet you can guess the answers. "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will cut and thresh it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. So she's cutting it, and then she's getting the kernels out. When all the wheat had been cut and threshed, the little red hen scooped the wheat into the wheelbarrow and said, "This wheat must be ground into flour." So that she's taken the wheat, and now she's going to have it ground into flour at the mill. Who will take it to the mill? "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will take it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. The miller ground the wheat into flour and put it into a bag for the little red hen. Then all by herself she pushed the bag home in the wheelbarrow. One cool fall morning, not many days later, the little red hen got up early and said, "Today would be a perfect day to bake some bread. Who will help me bake a loaf of bread with the flour I brought home from the mill?" "Not I," said the goose. "Not I," said the cat. "Not I," said the dog. "Then I will bake it myself," said the little red hen, and she did. She mixed the flour with milk and eggs and butter and salt, and she kneaded the dough, and she shaped it into a nice plump loaf. Then she put the loaf in the oven, and she watched it bake. I bet it's smelling delicious. The smell of the baking bread soon filled the air. It smelled so delicious that the goose stopped chatting, and the cat stopped brushing, and the dog stopped napping. One by one, they came into the kitchen. When the little red hen took the freshly baked loaf of bread out of the oven, she said, "Who will help me eat this bread?" "Oh, I will," said the goose, "and I will," said the cat, "and I will," said the dog. "You will," said the little red hen. "Who planted and took care of it?" "I did." "Who cut the wheat? Who threshed and took it to the mill?" "I did." "Who brought the flour home and baked the loaf of bread?" "I did. I did it all by myself, and now I'm going to eat it all by myself." And that is exactly what she did. And they're just standing there looking like they would really like to have some of that yummy bread, but they didn't help. So that's a good lesson, that if we all work together, then we all get to enjoy the benefits of whatever we're doing. So today we talked about September is whole grain month, and this section right here on my plate is where our grains go. And grains might be bread, it might be white bread or whole grain bread, like the little red hen made, or we might take some of that flour, either whole wheat or plain, and turn it into other things. We could make pancakes or biscuits, muffins. We could even make buns out of that flour that was made from that wheat. If we can make at least half of our grains whole, that's going to be even healthier. So this month, during September, I would encourage you to make something out of flour. Maybe some whole grain flour would be really good. And think about all the work our farmers go to grow this wheat, and then the amount of time that it takes to turn that wheat into flour so that we can make all these delicious things for us to eat. Thank you for joining us for Storytime Cooks, and we hope you'll come back again next week as we continue to learn about food through books.
We love food colored green, bell peppers and long string beans.